Okay, so the final thing for today is some homework, which is to just get Java and Eclipse set up on a home computer. Okay, and this is actually usually pretty challenging. It's actually one of the harder things we do all year. The nice part is if once you get it once and get it working, then you're set for the whole year. Okay, and at school you'll have access to a Mac laptop, which will already have this stuff set up. But when you want to work on programs at home, or if you're a distance learner, we're going to need you to get an editor set up and ready to go. So from class today, remember Eclipse is this editor, right, where you can type, you can just type programs in and run them, right, see what they do. Okay, so your computer needs this editor, but also the Java language, okay, in order to make this work. So you need to download and install both of those things, okay, and then hopefully you'll have something like this. Tomorrow we're going to write our first program, and so in order to do that, we need the editor where we're going to type all our code. Okay, so actually start with Java, the language. Okay, so this is kind of a two-step thing you need to get. So just go to Google and type download Java. Okay, and the problem with this every year is there's like a bunch of different versions of Java. I think they're up to like Java 11, and there's a whole bunch of different versions of Eclipse, and like Photon, and I forget all the other names, but there's a whole bunch of different names for Eclipse, different versions essentially. And so you have to get the right version of Java working with the right version of Eclipse. And if you have like the wrong versions, then it messed up. But I think if we get the most recent version of both, it should go okay. Okay, so for Java, you just type download Java, and then something like this, go to the download. Okay, and then hit this download Java. All right, and then just click this that you're agreeing to download it. Okay, and then you'll get a little exe. Sorry, it's kind of cut off on my screen here. Make this a little smaller, but you get this little thing here, and then just click and run the exe. And I can't run it because I'm not an administrator on my own computer at school here, which is fantastic. But hopefully for you, just click that, run it, and it'll install Java. And then this is probably smart. You might want to just restart everything once you have Java installed. Okay, so that's step one. Okay, and after you've got Java, we got to get Eclipse. Remember, Eclipse is this like purple, I guess you can't see it here, but this little purple icon that we use to type our programs in, right? And so just type download Eclipse, okay, and then click on the download link here. All right, and then I would just go with the first one here. Like there's probably a whole bunch of different ones and all this stuff on here, but I would just click this first one here. It might look a little different if you have a Mac. All right, and this one's actually pretty huge. So I'm at just another page. We got to click download again. Looks like it figured out I'm using Windows. So now it's asking me if I want to keep it. Sorry, I'll make this small again, but I'm just going to hit keep. And then this one's really big, and it'll take a while to download. Oh, geez, this actually might be different too. So it looks like right now this is going to be an exe. So you just execute it and it'll run and work hopefully. Eclipse I know used to be really weird where it wasn't an exe. It was just a zip file. And all you had to do was unzip it. And then wherever you unzipped it to, that would be where you'd go to find Eclipse. But let me try this once and see. Maybe they've changed it. So now it's an exe. It might be easier in some ways. I already have Eclipse installed on this computer, so I'm not going to follow it all the way through. Oh, yeah, it looks like they actually have an installer now. So, yeah, you'll probably just run this installer, and I'm guessing you can just take the default settings and it should go okay. Okay, so after it ran for a second there, I got a bunch of options here, and we probably just want the basic first one here for Java developers. Okay, and then, oh, it even says, so here you'd want to make sure you point to that Java, the highest version. So if you can see here, I have a bunch of different versions of Java. Try to get the one that you just downloaded. Make sure you have the right one. Like hopefully you know where you downloaded that Java. You can maybe search around and find it, but then make sure you point this to the right spot. And then just make sure you know where this is because this is where you go to find your Eclipse program. And then you just hit install, and then they'll create a like the menu and on a desktop shortcut. So hopefully, yeah, if you do this, this might actually be pretty slick. It's different than how it was before, but that might work really slick. So um, hopefully that works. Again, if you get a weird error, sometimes when I've had students try this, they don't get the right version of Java in Eclipse, and then it doesn't work, and then they're pulling their head out. Google the error, right? Before you come to me, Google whatever error you get and see if you can find help document about how to fix it. Sometimes it's just like these weird settings you've got to do. Oftentimes it's you got to get the right version of Java in Eclipse, which can be kind of tricky. But at any rate, try and Google it, try some stuff if it's not working, and then if you try it for a little bit and you still can't get it, then reach out to me and I'll try and find a way to help you. Again, this takes a lot the first time, but once you get it, then you don't got to worry about it, right? I've got it set up on my computer here, so I'm in good shape and I don't have to worry about it anymore. A couple quick notes, like if you are struggling, I would really encourage you to get Eclipse working because it's going to help. It has a ton of nice features. But if you really get stuck, there are online editors you can use. So I linked one here. They're kind of clunky, and I don't love them, to be honest. It's my personal opinion, but I did put a link to it here, and I also put it in our general files on Schoology. I put a link to it. It's called repl.it, and you can actually type code right in here. So they have a little program. One of the problems is you don't have enough space. But here's a little program, and you can actually hit run, and it'll run it and show you the output over here. So in a moment of panic, if you need to work on some programs, you can always do it that way. You'd probably have to copy and paste this code somewhere to turn it in. See, they already have some working code here that displays hello world when you get in there. Okay, and you can also, like, again, if you're really desperate, you can just type it up in any text editor. Okay, so on my computer here, I have WordPad, right? There's actually something called WordPad++, which is kind of nice, but if you just open WordPad, you can type your code. This won't make any sense to you right now. Public static void main string bracket args. Right, so you can actually type your code in here if you had to. It's a pain. You can't actually run it and tell if it's working. It doesn't have the nice colors like Eclipse does. But Eclipse has much nicer colors, and it'll tell you if you have errors by underlining them in red and stuff. But if you're desperate, you can always use just anything that you can type text in, and then when you turn them in, you'd have to like save this file or copy and paste the code somehow and get the file to me. Again, I don't recommend that. As much as a pain as Java and Eclipse are, I strongly encourage you to put in the time to get them set up because you do it once and then you'll be good for the rest of the school year. And I think it's really important to be successful to have that set up at home, whether you're a distance learner or not, right? All of you are going to be distance at some point. And so again, you'll have access at school to a laptop with Java and Eclipse, but at home you won't. So you need to get it set up on a home computer and a Chromebook. A Chromebook, you could do that repl.it. You could use this online editor, but you can't install Java and Eclipse on that. So you need like a desktop computer or a laptop computer. Mac or PC, either one should work. Again, I did this on a PC, so a Mac might look slightly different. All right, that's it. Reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.